What's up folks, it's Cozza here, welcome back to the channel. Today, as you can tell by the thumbnail and the title, we're going to be doing a player review. This is our first ever full in-depth player review on the channel. And it's going to be on Cozza, the new Ligue 1 French centre-back SBC that released yesterday night. So on Boxing Day, the 26th of December, 6 PM EA blessed us with this speedy, small, strong centre-back from Ligue 1. He was in the leaks, people knew he was coming. I was very interested in his release as I've been rebuilding since packing like Modric and completing Vinny and getting the Hussein Mawar SBC and stuff like that. I was kind of wanting another good centre-back option. Obviously I've got Chiellini and Cordoba from the Serie A, but I said I can Kempembe, didn't really have much elsewhere. This guy, I played one game with him already. I'm going to play and that was the start of my Champs playoffs. I'm going to play the rest of my playoffs with him, pull all the highlights for you, and you'll see that for how he plays in game. His stats anyway, just like on paper when you're looking at them, he wasn't initially medium, they fixed that to medium high. 2-star skill moves, doesn't matter too much for the centre back. 3-star weak foot, quite nice. He's left footed, you can play him on the left side, that has a bit of value to it. Pace, straight off the bat, fantastic. Hunter, you can either use an anchor or a shadow straight away, that's what comes to mind. Passing for centre back is good. The vision, maybe you'd want it a little bit higher, but 61 vision with the high, low, and short passing is really good. His dribbling outside of agility is really strong, but even then, 70 agility for a centre back is something that we see as a premium, extra value sort of thing. And he's 5 foot, is it 10? Yeah, he's 5'10", so that 70 agility is going to feel even better. His interceptions and defensive awareness are very close to 90, which at this point in the game, one of the base stats is what you're after. And his physicals are just really well rounded. 90 jumping, he's got quite good head and accuracy, I believe. Yeah, 82, not too bad. 85 stamina, 85 strength, and 86 aggression, which is why I'm putting the anchor on him. Want to get that pace basically to 90, but get that strength to 95. So before we jump into the highlights of it, if you do enjoy the video, please leave a big thumbs up. It lets me know you enjoy this sort of content and you want to see more player reviews moving forward. But I wanted to look at his price, his links, and some of his similar cards, because a lot of people have sort of been complaining about the price, but I think the price is pretty much bang on for a card like this. And if I go over the footbit now, I'll be able to explain this a bit further. So this is the SBC. Whenever it first came out yesterday, it was coming in at 100k. It's got an 82 rated squad with an inform and an 86 rated squad. The 86 is what most people were complaining about. But I think 100k for the centre back, given the league and the links and how good he looks on paper, and also find out how good he is in game. He doesn't have any traits to speak of, which is one thing to note. But he's got the average body type, which isn't too bad. And as we're saying, you can either put the anchor on him to get the boost, or you can just go pure pace and put a shadow. But I do think anchor is the go-to option. If you want to look at players that are similar, that are notable, obviously there's the Oxford objective card. There's the Tuan Zibi player who's 170k on the market, so he's cheaper than him, and he is very similar stat wise to him. Obviously the similar footprint page doesn't maybe take into account weak foot skill moves, work rates and height. He's very similar to Baby Brio, who people love and is normally very expensive on the game. Yeah, he's 500k. Obviously he has icon links, all of that, but he's a similar card. You've got the Upamecano, wants to watch the Niakate centre back. Again, he's another Winter Wildcard. Special versions of Kunde, you've got Rudiger. There's a lot of great cards here he's regarded as being similar to, but the main one that I really want to compare him against is Cordoba, the hero from the Serie A, because I think he, in regards to people complaining about the height and the price and everything, that the Cordoba is the perfect sort of comparison. Even on the skill move of the week, I think the work rates are the only big difference here, because Cordoba has the high-low work rates. Cordoba's 2 inches smaller at 5'8". Obviously he has the power header, which can help on headers, but he doesn't have any other traits really to know of, so it really just then comes down to the stats. So Cordoba is that a little bit faster, and when I say a little, he's 1 stat extra on pace. There's not much there. Shooting, irrelevant for the centre back. Passing, outside of long passing, which is only 1 better, Cozza's clear. Dribbling, Cordoba has much better agility and balance, so he'll feel that a little bit more nippy. But then for reactions and the actual ability to dribble on the ball, Cozza's better. For defending, Cordoba has 3 extra interceptions, 1 extra awareness, and his tackling's 1 or 2 stats better. His head and accuracy is where the big difference is in the head and in the defensive stats. And then for the physicals, more strength on Cozza. Cordoba has more aggression, stamina doesn't really matter, and there's a little bit extra jumping. But when you consider this Cordoba card's 358k, and obviously he gets different links, but it's basically just strong links into the Serie A. Pros are using him in his team, in the teams, everything like that. I think when you look at this comparison with the links that Cozza can get, if we take a quick look at the links option, which is here, obviously perfect links. Do you know which you'd have to run a 352 or something like that to get the links in? There's the TJ Savinier card, which not quite yet is overly. He is usable right now. I think he needs a little bit extra pace, and then he's going to be amazing. If somebody gets a player of the month and inform a promo card, I'm really hoping EA give him a promo card, because he's 4-star with all the traits in the game. He's been in unreal in real life. He would then give a wonderful perfect link into Cozza. Strong links, there's just so many. Like, you got Mbappe if you want to change him. You got all the icons if you want to. You got the Pele, you can strong link too. You then got the Winter Wildcard SBC, which is how I strong link him in. You've still got Bamba if you want to. You got the Ben Yedder. You got the new Guendouzi card, which looks unreal. You got the new left wing back and Delaney. You could literally put Cozza at centre back, Delaney at left wing back, put Guendouzi in as a defensive midfielder, and you've got a perfect link of, or a strong link of triangles. Don't need anything else. He's such an easy card to link in, both for high tier and like cheap squads. But I think he's worth the price. I think on stats he looks to be a really good card, but we'll dive in now to the gameplay and see how he is in game. So this is the team, guys. Changing a bit around. People, if you know me, you know I have a bit of Serie A bias. The last run of playoffs was a little bit sway. We're also testing out this Moreno card. I'll just sort of lightly cover that in the video, because I think I bought him for 25k. Looks unreal for the price, especially with the Guardian on him. So let's jump into the video. Thumbs up if you do enjoy it. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And let's see what this Cozza plays like. I did it in the first game with him that I wasn't recording, but sometimes I like to just give the ball to him, see how they feel on the ball. Nice little burst of speed. Solid little short pass. Get it back to him. I'll try and play a bit of a longer pass to him. Yeah, it's nothing too bad there. Oh, goal from cross. I do like this Modric as attacking box to box as well. If you get him untradeable, definitely put him in the team. Vinny should be finishing that as well, but here's the Moreno. He's just really nippy. I think he's got a lean body type. He's high. Everything you want in the fullback. That's why I've started using that Capo card. The way he intercepts that ball there and that presence he has again. Like, some of that's me manually doing it, but a lot of it's just his AI. He's so big in game. He's very comparable to Vieira, which I think is evident if you've used him in game. He's really comparable to Vieira. So if you did complete that SBC again, he's a way you can soft link into Cozza as well. As we're doing here, we've got a bit of a French backline mix going on, a bit of hybrid. Do we have a rage quit coming in? Not really got much of Cozza's gameplay here. Yeah, so our first game with Cozza, we didn't get too much of gameplay with him. We got a few passes off there, and we got a very quick 2-0 rage quit. This team is very solid. Interesting to play against this Coutinho for the first time. I think he's not my cup of tea for an SBC. If you want my opinion on that, he's 5-star skills, but I picked the Winter Wildcard instead personally. So we've got kick off here, so we'll put it straight back to Cozza, and we'll just sort of play a bit of a longer ball out to Vinicius and see. Not too bad. I know Koulibaly sometimes will. Koulibaly's a bit of a coin flip with those, so just as a comparison for centre backs that can and can't pass. So Cozza in the middle here. He's quick, he can keep up, he can catch up, he's got the recovery pace, just wins the ball back. Very nice. That was a per pass, but I think that was a bit of a FIFA being FIFA, and we've conceded. Don't know if that pass was Cozza, or if it was me, or if it was just how the game is sometimes. Because I feel like the pass was pretty much like bang on, like 99% there, and then it just didn't track on to the player that was receiving it. Okay, I pulled Cozza out here, but you can see him on the recovery. I know Capo on the ball back, but I purposely pulled Cozza out. He was very fast getting back into the box and catching up with the ball. This may be a Cozza player review here, but this Capo was just stealing the show, winning the balls back. Here's Cozza, got the recovery pace. He can play the ball back out. He seems very good at winning the ball. Like I think he's 85 strength in the base card. He's 5'10", so he's smaller, but he still seems to have that presence of winning the ball back in those kind of like 50-50 challenges. Oh, what a stop that was from Marquinhos. Jesus. Just real quick note on Alex Moreno there. That was all him. That was all AI defending there. I've got the Guardian on him, gives him the +10 defensive awareness, so he goes up to 90. You know, I should be finishing that. Back in the game, boys. I feel like the centre back player reviews are hard to do unless you're in a game where you're playing a mad sweat, or you're probably a game you're going to lose and you're just defending constantly. Especially in playoffs, because you could get a lot of rage quits, you could get free wins. But I kind of want to just try and monitor his position, so he's on the left side again here. straight in winning the ball back. Just he's nimble. He is how he moves on the pitch. He's very like smooth and nimble to get the ball. It's like a left stick dribbling, if you will. If you want a left stick dribble with him, he's just very smooth. We've got Kunde. Cozza followed the run. The AI followed the run for me there with him, which was nice to see. With lower defensive awareness players, they don't always do that. And obviously with his base card being a silver, sometimes silvers don't translate properly with their boosts, so it's worth checking that. But so far his AI positioning seems to be pretty bang on. The fact that's gold Kunde, just making that's auto defending. I need to see if I can get his booster card, because the gold one's been nuts for me this past week since I put him back in the team. There we go, we're going to have free ball probably Crespo with a good recovery. Oh, you got skinned with a sliding tackle though. Normally they're sort of surefire stop. It's just been a good skill move. He's tracking him on the box. It calls out. See what he's like. I don't know, maybe that's where I want a shadow on him, because he's quick there. Oh, he was quick in that instance there, but like I think long distance he was going to lose a foot race. Let's see what strength he has. Nice dribbling, can shield the ball well. He can turn, which is one of the big things for defenders. I know people were worried about the 70 agility, but I do think because he's a smaller player, the 70 agility doesn't matter too much. But he seems smooth in the ball. Either you're moving off the ball with him, on the ball with him. Combined with the pace, with the height and the decent dribbling, he feels quite quick. Capo just too good, man. Benny's through. Benny with the chip. It's not going to go in though. Okay, so 2.5 games with Cozza so far. I know one of the games we didn't get much like sort of playing with him to see as a quick reg quit. So far there was one dodgy pass which led to the goal, but as we're saying, we don't know if that was Cozza, how I passed the ball, or just FIFA with how it can be sometimes. Sometimes you can do everything right, but the game still just inputs wrong. Outside of that, he has felt good. Hasn't been anything crazy yet, but obviously, as I was saying, it's hard to get those in-depth reviews of centre backs sometimes, because you basically have to put them in vulnerable positions to try and test. Like I say, I was pulling him out to then see what his AI recovery was like, or how fast he could recover. So you kind of have to make them try and be over aggressive or sort of pull them out of position to then see what they can do, which isn't always a fair review. So his position though seems solid. As I'm saying, most defenders of his stats play the same way, so this isn't anything like bigging him up any special, but saying because he was a silver card and sometimes the stats don't translate well with the boost, it's good to check, because if you use a silver centre back, sometimes those runs, or even a full back with low defensive awareness, you don't track the runs as well as he is right now. Again, he's just marking his man there. Well kept in. Here he is. I've tried to my position a lot here. Yeah, I'll put him back in there. He's straight back into his position. No fussing. A little bit weak there in the tackle. That's fucking absurd. Fair play. Complete the Sumawara SBC, because apparently he can do that. Let's see what he can dribble like. Let's see if I want to bring the ball forward with him, what can he do? Not much, apparently. Straight back to the position we need him to be at. He can do the awkward passing, the no-look pass. Ball through, he can do that pretty well. Maybe I should have done a low dribbling there for Ginola. See if he marks that run in the middle. He does, he's staying strong on crossbow. He's an SBC I only did because I had excess fodder. I'm so glad I did. Oh, lovely finish from Vinny that was. See if we can do a long pass. Not really, he can't. Okay, the long passing is He's a bit null and void. Side tackle, wonderful way to win that back. At the speed there to the acceleration and make the tackle. Here he is. Nice little bit of left hook dribbling and hold the ball off. That's nice. That's nice for him to see. That if in a sticky situation, I can rely on his dribbling. Oh, wonderful header on by him there. That's what we like to see. We score from it. In fact, because he pulled Donnarumma out. Oh, that was perfect from me. That all started from Cozza though. Obviously run the press after heavy touch, or whatever way the press was working there. He went straight in for that header, which was great. Well, we lost that game. I don't think we should have lost that, to be honest. There was a bit of a nut save from Donnarumma at the end, and then a very lucky tap-in rolling goal as the last kick of the game. But these things happen. We're 2-1. We've had 3 games now with Cozza, and I don't know if we'll need the full 10 to review. I think we can probably play 2 more games, and that'll mark the review on him. He has been good. He hasn't been crazy, but he is also only 100k. If he was 600k SBC, then we'd be expecting some sort of crazy stuff. I would be expecting a good to great centre back, and so far he's on good. So we'll see if anything crazy happens. Obviously we'll clip it in for the video for you guys if it does. Interesting to see someone's completed the little board, player of the month. Hopefully it should be a good test for Cozza and the Koundé combo. Here I'll say Koundé and Capo have been stealing the show anyway in the defensive side of things. Hey, Cozza's left alone here. Let's see how I can mark. It was bad to defended by me. Got him in a 1 versus 3 there. So.
Action underway once more. Will there be a swift reply from Atletico following this setback?
Okay, his pass is not superb, but it's also centre back. You shouldn't be expecting him to ping passes like Modric can. It's always nice to test, see what the capabilities are. I think he's safe to use for like the simple passes, which obviously even some centre backs that's a bit of too much. He can also make the longer passes, which can help you in build up as well. So. Right, the OR run perfectly there. So you can do the basic sort of long balls through and everything. He's fine. He's ultimately set up this attack. There you go. I know a lot of that came on Fakir making the run and Ginola, but that was a through ball from Cozza. It shows that despite the 61 vision, it's like if you can see the pass, he can make the pass. It's a good tackle. Good. Ooh, bit glitchy to win the ball actually. Can he finish? He can finish. Ooh. There you go, that's 2 goals in a row, just straight from Cozza, like from the early build-up. Cozza wins the ball back, nice little counter-attack and scores. It was the same for the first goal from the corner, so position was fantastic there. I see. You have to get in a groove sometimes, I think, with centre backs. You have to learn how they play. Like Koundé, I know it's just a glitch. Cozza, I've not used him in the game except for these couple of games. You have to kind of get used to how they position, how their AI works, like the body type, everything like that. Capo's just a monster, man. He's basically a cheap Vieira, is that Capo card. Wars through, finesse shot. Put that on me, I'll put that on me. I should be better at finishing that. It's in the middle to mark that man. I think he made the block, did he? No, he just went wide. Cozza with the tackle. Oh, brilliant tackle. Absolutely superb. I think this game has kind of answered a lot of the questions that we had with Cozza there. It's not a good pass, but risky for me in regards to the positioning, but another good pass. Noah's through again. Not hit the bar this time. Lovely. Yeah, I think we'll need just the game after this, and that'll complete the review on Cozza. I don't think we'll need the full 10 games. I think 5 games in total will be enough to sort of get a gauge of what we're working with. It intelligently. Oh, what a stunning finish from Ginola. This man, he just creeps his way back into my team every time. I'll get really frustrated with him during like the Champions weekend. He'll have a couple of weird games, he can be a little bit heavy, he'll go missing, and then he just has games where he just pops up and scores some stunning goals. That's perfect for me. Cozza, not too bad. On the ball back, helps with the build up. I like having a centre back that I'm confident that can make even just simple passes. It just means you don't have to think about it too much. And Koulibaly, when I'm playing with him, he outside of passing, unreal centre back, one of the best in the game. But as soon as I'm passing with him, I have to be a little bit more aware and think through, like, okay, can I actually make this pass, or is it going to possibly be awful, go like 5 yards forward and give them a counter attack opportunity? But Cozza, so far, all the passing has been bang on. So 4 games in, this was the first game where I say he's been on that great level. Before that, he'd been good. He'd done everything he needed to do. Obviously, there was the 1 or 2 little mistakes, but I think one was on me, and the other one was probably just on the game. The only downside of the card so far is that because he's smaller, he doesn't have like a big bullish presence. But the flip side of that is his dribbling is improved, and he seems to have that little kind of, like, if he makes a 50-50 tackle, the ball might stick to him more often because he is smaller. Is what I can say so far. So only downside of the card really at the minute is the fact that he is smaller. He doesn't have that big stocky presence. I think if you think of Koulibaly, of Kimpembe, even Eder Militao, the Upamecano especially, they're kind of like brick walls in the game sometimes. Maybe not so much Militao actually, but Upamecano, Koulibaly are perfect examples. They're like brick walls in the game. They're really hard to get by. He doesn't exactly have that, but then everything else in his game kind of makes up for it. So I'm going to the last game with him now as part of this review. Obviously, I'll finish it off. I'll use him for the rest of this, and I'll also post an update on Twitter and TikTok and what I think about him, because I know people have been asking me what I think of the card, how he plays in game, if you should complete him or whatnot. So this game we'll mark the last one of the review, and then we'll give the final verdict.
It is an ideal night for football, you've got to say. My name is Derek Ray, and sitting alongside me in the commentary position is the former Arsenal and West Ham midfield player Stuart Robson.
So you can make a good long ball like that. Okay, that was a wide pass, so it was like a 3-ball pass. You can make those comfortably. It's probably the really optimistic ones where he's having a bit of a hard time that was thrown his way. Absolutely stunning from Fekir. Wow. He had been a super sub for me for quite some time until I've started doing this rebuild. And I was going to bring Morales into the team to play him as a striker. And then from that, I'd be probably taking Fekir out because I still need Ginola in for the links for Awar and Cozza and stuff like that. But I think Morales might just have to be a super sub because his new Winter Wildcard looks very, very good. But this Fekir just still seems a little bit broken. Yep, Fekir is still fantastic. Again, another soft link option for Cozza. I think I would say so far he's had one great game. There's been good. I think a fair price for Cozza would have probably been between 70 and 80,000 coins. I think if he was in that price, he becomes an absolute no-brainer. I know you're thinking maybe there's only 20k in it, but 20k for some players in foot is quite a lot. Some people have a very small amount of coins to work with, limited fodder because they don't get to play that much. So that extra 20-30k can make a difference, especially for an untradeable card. Okay guys, so 5 games played with him. Overall verdict, good centre back. I'm not going to say you need to rush and complete him. He's not like the Husam Awar where like it's like a kind of like a must complete SBC with how amazing he's going to be. I think he's a really good option if you want to get strong links in Liga, if you want a different card. I know a lot of people have been stuck with the Kimpembe and Marquinhos, so maybe you want to try a different card. Maybe you want to get Marquinhos out so you can just do like a full French squad. I think if he fits into your team, and you know you have the ability to use him with hybrids. I'm using him beside Koundé. I know Koundé is a bit of a glitch. I think he might work better with a taller, like more strong centre back like Kimpembe. That is kind of what people were doing with Cordoba, who I compared Cozza to. So I think maybe if you had him with Kimpembe, had that big, strong, beefy defender, and then just had that fast, nimble guy beside him, he would work really well. Good player overall. Plays well in game. Interceptions were fantastic. The AI position was good. He was quick. He had good recovery speed. He wasn't the big beefy defender, as we touched on, which is probably the one downside with the card I would note. That's about it. I think you complete the SBC if he fits in your team. If not, just leave it. It's 100k. I mean, there will be other players that appear in the future, but it's really nice just having all the first owner good cards. So that's the video. If you enjoyed it, guys, please do leave a big thumbs up. It's really appreciate it. A bit of a longer one to make and record, so hopefully you guys do actually enjoy the content and I can do more of these. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to hit 1,000 subs to get the YouTube partner program. We would really appreciate it. And if you want to check out all my other socials down below, like my Twitter, my TikTok, my Twitch, everything like that, content's going to be pumping on them in the upcoming week. So we'll see you next video, guys. We're actually doing a double upload today, so you can expect to see some 4-1-2-1-2 custom tactics, the updated ones, later on tonight. See you next video, guys.